All righty, and welcome back to those of you who've been following the series either in person or by watching the replays. And a warm welcome if this is your first time joining. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers, and I'm William Craig III, a professional career coach, and I've got a clear mission for this series to help you move beyond overwhelm and into action. The fact is, people who put out resources with hundreds of AI prompts are well-meaning, but too many prompts can actually be paralyzing. And so instead, I focused on giving you just one practical, powerful prompt each and every day. And the goal is real simple: to help you to run your job search or your job campaign with clarity, confidence, and strategy, using AI as your assistant, not your replacement. So from the very beginning, we laid a foundation for using AI tools to save time and uncover hidden opportunities. And hey, look, if you've missed any of the segments, guess what? Feel free to visit our my LinkedIn profile at William W. Craig 3 or my YouTube channel at Get Up and Get a Job. Now, for those of you who are regulars, you can tell we're having some technical difficulties this morning with StreamYard, but that's okay. As this saying goes, the show must go on. All righty. Good afternoon from Dawn Lewis. All righty. Glad that you're here. And all of you who are joining us either by LinkedIn or by YouTube. So here's the deal. This week, week 13, we have moved into helping our fictitious job candidate, Mary Mack, with regards to her interviewing. So we've done a lot. If you haven't seen what the progress that we've made over the last 13 weeks, please go back, watch the replays. And pretty soon we're going to get those thumbnails updated so you'll know exactly which episodes cover what specific material. So as you go along, you learn, and you learn how to do things better, right? Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best. So just one of those things that we learned about YouTube that's going to make this more pleasing experience for those who are joining us. MC says good morning. Good morning, MC, and glad you're here. And so let's take a look at our prompt today and see what we've got. All righty. So using Mary's resume, craft a star story that answers, tell me about a time you reached the goal. Include metric-rich details and a 30-second version for elevator use. And you can't see that, but that's actually there. So let's see here. And here's a polished star story for Mary built on her resume with both the full version and a 30-second elevator version. Now, if you're not familiar with what STAR is, stands for situation, task, action, and results. It's one of the frameworks that we use when answering interview questions. And so the STAR framework is tried and true. It's been around a long time. And I've got another, I have my own that I use for negative questions. The STAR is typically used for positive or neutral oriented questions. There's STAR, CAR, and PAR. STAR, CAR, and PAR. And so again, but at the end of the day, we want to show that we've got some interviewing etiquette and we know how to present ourselves during an interview. So here we go. The full STAR story for interview use. Situation, and let's make this bigger for me to see here. At Emerald Staffing, I was responsible for managing accounts receivable for a law firm that had a large backlog of unpaid invoices. The team's goal was to reduce the firm's outstanding balances and improve cash flow reporting. Well, my task was to target the $70 million aging report and bring it down significantly within the fiscal year. Action, I implemented a structured follow-up cadence with clients, streamlined the documentation of payments, and collaborated with sales and operations to quickly resolve disputes. I also proactively engaged with clients before balances became overdue, which reduced delays. And as a result, through these efforts, I collected over $17 million in receivables in 1 year and reduced the aging report from $70 million to $30 million, improving cash flow accuracy and strengthening client trust. Great example of a star story. And of course, you can put this in your own words. The 30-second elevator version, if you will. At Emerald Staffing, I was tasked with reducing a $70 million aging report by creating a structured follow-up cadence, collaborating across departments, and proactively engaging clients. I collected $17 million in receivables and cut the backlog to $30 million, improving cash flow accuracy and strengthening client relationships. Would you like me to also create a star goal missed but learn from version that way Mary has a strong balanced example ready if asked about setbacks? And you know what? We're going to go ahead and do this since like I said, we're having some technical difficulties here with StreamYard, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and going to see how ChatGPT handles the negative question, adding the learn feature, which is something that I do in what I call my SOARL, my SOARL, situation, objective, action, results, and then what I learned. All right, so it's thinking, and it may not be StreamYard, it may be chat that we're having the issue with today. Well, it's a little bit of both, it seems. While it's working, let's see, we got a couple more comments. Good morning, William and Job Campaigners. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. Glad you're here. Oh, my goodness, Mr. Kevin Payne, good to see you. My God, much love, sir. Much love to you as well. Oh, it's been a number of years since we've connected. I'm glad that you're here. So let's see here. Okay, looks like ChatGPT is getting with the program. And let's go ahead and focus in on chat. Great idea. Here's a star story for Mary, built around a goal she didn't fully meet, but learned from. So she has a balanced, authentic answer ready if asked about setbacks. Okay, so here we go. Full star story, goal missed, but learned from. Situation. At Kevlar Industries, I was responsible for collections, often contacting 100 to 500 customers per week to reduce aging balances. Our team set a stretch goal to reduce outstanding balances by 50% within a quarter. Now, something I want you to notice between this and the last. At the end of the day, Mary knows her numbers, and this is something that you got to keep up with. You got to know your numbers. So often when I'm working with clients and I go, well, how many, they tell me, well, I answered the phones. Okay, well, about how many phone calls did you have come through on a daily basis? Oh, wow, I'm not really sure. Okay, well, let's guesstimate. It doesn't have to be exact, but we can do a guesstimation. And so, okay, well, I would say about say somewhere around 50. Okay, great. And how many days a week did you work? 5 days. So during each shift, you managed about 50 calls, and that's 5 days. So that's about 250 calls a week. Wow, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, because we want to be able to show your capacity. We want to be able to make your outstanding stand out. Where somebody else just says they answered the phones, well, you could say that you fielded and directed approximately 250 calls per week with 100% accuracy, right? You didn't send anybody to the wrong person, right? So anyway, all right, that was a bonus. I'm not going to charge you for that one. All right, here we go. So we got the situation. Task. My role was to drive down delinquent accounts while maintaining strong customer relationships and keeping DSO within targets. Action. I analyzed customer payment patterns, introduced a prioritized follow-up cadence, and worked with sales to resolve disputes quickly. Despite this, not every customer responded on time, and external factors like delayed contracts slowed collections. So here we go again. And you don't have to say situation, task, action every time. I'm just calling it out so that I'm making sure that you're aware of what we're doing so you can follow along here. But and I'll go through that in a moment. But here we go. Mary is bringing up a point that although she put some things in place, it didn't work 100%. So here we go as we get to the result. So we didn't fully hit the 50% reduction goal. Why this is important? Because there are in those behavioral interview questions times where they might say, well, tell me about a time where you didn't reach your goal and why or what you did. So we didn't fully hit the 50% reduction goal. We achieved about 35% improvement, which is good. Missed the goal, but hey, still made some progress. But I learned two key lessons, and this is the brilliance here. These are the gold bars, okay? But I learned two key lessons: the importance of setting realistic, data-backed targets, and the value of cross-team communication. I applied these lessons in my next role where I successfully reduced a $70 million agent report down to $30 million. Huh? So I love it there. I love it. I love it. I love it. The 30-second elevator version. So here's the same information we just had in a star format, but now let's just say we're meeting with someone casually and they ask the same question. You can say, well, at Kevlar, we had a goal to cut aging balances in half within the first quarter. And I streamlined collections and got to about 35%, which of course was short of the target. But here's the thing. I learned how to set more realistic goals and strengthen my cross-team communication. And that lesson actually helped me exceed my expectations at a later date where I reduced those payments from $70 million down to 30 million. See how we did that? And that's what I talk about when I say you can put it in your own words. So you got a framework, but now, boom, you can talk just like you would talk. And the thing about this is sometimes you just need bullet points. I tend to work best from bullet points to remind me, okay, here's the story I want to talk about, right? So the Kevlar story, right? Or the 70 to $30 million story. And all I need are those bullet points. And now I can speak freely, add emphasis, show that I'm really a part of the conversation and not a robot just reading off of a script. Okay. All righty. Let's see here. Would you like me to also build Mary a star story bank document? Oh my goodness, ChatGPT with 4 to 5 ready-made answers: goal achieved, conflict handled, process improved, mistake learned from, leadership example. So she has a playbook for any behavioral interview. And I got to give Chat a thumbs up for that. That's brilliant, excellent. And here's what I typically tell my clients. If you have about 6 to 7, maybe 6 to 8 max star and sorrel story examples. And again, in this case, it could be simply 3x5 cards with bullet points on them. You're good to go. Because, and we talked about this in an earlier episode, where once you are armed with those 5, 6, 7, 8 stories, now no matter what question they ask you, you're going to be prepared because you can skew the story. This story that we just talked about, here, let's go back, where Mary did not reach her goal, right? Goal missed, but learn from. Maybe the question wasn't, tell me about a time where you missed your goal. Maybe the question was, tell me about one of the biggest challenges you've ever had in your career. Tell me about one of the crowning moments that you're most proud of in your career. So now we got 3 questions, 3 different questions. The same information can be used to answer any one of those questions. It's brilliant. Okay. And here's the thing. I'm not patting myself on the back, but at the end of the day, this is the way I've been coaching my clients for years now, because again, I've learned how to play the game. And what most people take and say, oh my gosh, I'm so intimidated. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do. Why? Because number one, you probably don't know your numbers. And number two, you don't have your stories lined up. So have your stories lined up so that you're able to give that information to an interviewer, to show them what you have done, how you have been successful in the past. And when you weren't successful, it's not I got to fall out and have a heart attack because I didn't meet a goal. Talk about what you learned and how what you learned helped you in a future situation. I hope that makes sense. Let me go ahead and get this link so I can share it with you. If you're watching by way of YouTube, you get a copy of this in the comments right away. And let me pull out so I can actually see. And here we go into the comment and paste. All righty. And it looks like we had another comment come in. And let me clear the screen for that. We have one more. TJ, hey TJ, good morning. Wishing you all a great week. Well, look, we're hoping it's going to be a fantastic week because we're going to be right here learning more about how to use AI prompts one at a time. That's why we call it daily AI prompts for job seekers. Look, if you know anybody who's unemployed, underemployed, or just unhappily employed, let them know about daily AI prompts for job seekers and send them to the YouTube page so that they can subscribe. And look, the most important thing is that they get the information. So even if you're joining by way of LinkedIn, that's fine too, because you can always get the information by watching the replays. All right. And as I said, one of the things that I've learned recently is that now I got to go in and redo all those thumbnails because hopefully that will help the algorithms push it out to even more people. All righty. And that's the idea here. This is all free. Okay. But at the end of the day, we want to share information that's viable, that helps people move the needle closer to where they're trying to go. All righty. Let's see here. And all right. MC says, thank you and God bless. Thank you. And listen, I'm praying for all of you all, lifted you up this morning in my daily devotional. And so we're going to be looking for things to turn around here. All righty. Look, have a wonderful rest of your day. Whatever you do, stay safe. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well. And while you're at it, share this information with someone you know who wants or needs a new job. I've got to run. My team needs me. But keep up the great work, Mr. Craig. You're providing a great service for the community. I'm going to tell all of my players about daily AI prompts for job seekers with William Craig III.